#1 suburb in the Dallas area and 4th best school in the entire state of Texas, we need to talk about Coppell. So let's go. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome, glad to meet you. My name is Wendy Pinnell. I am a local real estate broker here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in Dallas, Texas, or any one of its many communities, including where we're going to be talking about today, which is Coppell, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell. We've been in the business since 2007, helping buyers and sellers just like you. And today, we want to take a deep dive look into Coppell, Texas. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm out here enjoying this beautiful weather with my dog, Sammy. I'm going to take you from my neighborhood down to my office and onto my computer. So let's go. Well, as much as I would love to be outside enjoying this beautiful day, I wanted to take a few minutes just to show you around Coppell from a bird's eye view. So this right here, this area right here is Coppell, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that you can see Fort Worth and Dallas, and you can kind of see where it fits into the scheme of things. As you can see, we've got one that, you know, is pleasantly centrally located, a little bit closer to Dallas than Fort Worth, but still not bad at all. You could really easily commute to multiple different areas from Coppell. You could commute to Fort Worth, to Dallas, you could commute to Las Colinas. It's really got a great location. If you traveled with work, wow, look at how close that would be. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of those commute times. If you were commuting to downtown Dallas, check that out, a 24-minute commute. That is just phenomenal. So let's take a look and see what that would look like. Okay, let me close in on that. The unfortunate, I guess, thing you could say about commuting from Coppell to Dallas is that these are not really great roads. Like, they're not, you know, a fast tollway or anything. So what you would do is you would take 635 and then you're going to take 35 into downtown Dallas. Now, you know, just so you know, this area, like I said, the traffic is not pretty, but still in all, it's not a bad commute time, even with that traffic taken into consideration, because 24 minutes is not bad at all. All right, how about if you were commuting into downtown Fort Worth? 29 minutes, right? So look at how great that is, that central location. Let's take a look and see what that would look like. All right. Okay, so there we have Fort Worth. And this is, you know, the roads aren't as bad on this one. You're basically taking 121, the Sam Rayburn, all the way down till you get to 35W. And so it definitely, you know, a little bit longer, 5 minutes longer, but probably less of a traffic headache, right? Okay, let's see here. What about if you wanted to do a little entertainment? I always like to include this. 26 minutes. So can you just see, like, we are just centrally located from everywhere. You know, so if you wanted to go catch a baseball game with the Texas Rangers, you know, or football game, that's about what you'd be looking at right there. Okay, so let me close in on that so you can see that. You know, you're going to use a good part of 360 on here. You're going to take 121, the Sam Rayburn, and then you're going to go all the way down into 360. Now, a lot of this is not that bad. Now, 360 can be a very congested road, and particularly in Arlington, it's just, I don't know, it's very congested and old, but thankfully you're not really in that part, because this part right here between 30 and 20 is where it's just so old, but you wouldn't have to do that to get to the AT&T Stadium, so that's a plus there. All right, what if you had to travel with work? Man, check that out. 9-minute commute. My goodness, you can barely complain about that, right? So let's see what that would look like. All right, let's zoom out here. And there we are. You can see, wow. So if you had a job, you know, commuting or you had to travel to work, man, Coppell would just be a fantastic suburb to call home for that. 9 minutes. Man, that is just not bad at all. Okay, what about Las Colinas Business Center? 15 minutes. Are you getting the idea here that Coppell is just fabulous for commuting? Only 15 minutes. Let's see what that would look like. All right. Let me close up on that so you can really get an idea of what that would look like. Basically, you're going to take You can let me zoom that back out again. You're going to take 121 over to 114. So yeah, commuting wise, wow, Coppell is just fantastic. But you know, I should tell you, Coppell isn't just fantastic for a commute. This is like the #1 suburb in the whole Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Okay, so it has a lot to brag about, really neat area. In fact, let me show you some basic statistics to kind of introduce you to Coppell. Okay, let me do this. Let's close that out and we'll go through this. Coppell, about a population of about 40,000. Okay, so if you like that size, if that's what you've been looking for, there are a lot of Dallas and Fort Worth suburbs that have that size. It's really nice, not too big but not too small, right? All right, let's see here now. It's in Dallas County, land area 14 square miles. That is pretty small. Like, that's one of the smallest cities that we have looked at so far on our map tours. 2020 growth rate, not growing. Not too much of a surprise there because it's so small and it's pretty densely populated. I mean, look at that. Like if I were to think about Midlothian, for example, Midlothian has 64 square miles in the same population. So you can just kind of picture how densely populated that is at 14.5 square miles, right? So it's not growing, not a huge surprise there. Growth since 2010, about 4%. So it really hasn't been just a real big exploding growth kind of city for a while now. Population was 38,000 then. Average household income, 156,000 in Coppell, and home ownership rate almost 72%. So I'd love to see that. I've always loved to see a high home ownership rate. Okay, so there is, again, your big picture view of Coppell, but I really want to zoom in and show you some neat areas. Let's start with the Old Town Pavillion because I absolutely love it there. That's where my doctor's office is, and I always enjoy going there. A lot to offer in this Old Town area, and also just it's really very quaint and charming and walkable. It has these cobblestone streets, and then like all around you see all these rectangles right in here. All of these are these craftsman style houses, you know, zero lot line, all close together. But just so, I don't know, just so charming. Like I always want to just get out and walk around. So there's, you know, it is very walkable. Actually, there's a lot you could do here. You can see you've got your local diner here, your Coppell Deli, you got your coffee shop, you've got your Twisted Root Burger, your Tangerine Salon, you've got your Heart 8 barbecue in here, and we have enjoyed many a date nights at the Heart 8, so lots of good food there. But yeah, a lot to offer. This whole area here is really quaint and charming. Just a nice little afternoon of enjoying the shops. You've got over here also the Coppell Farmers Market. And there's the Coppell Old Town Pavillion, and like this whole area, it's really pretty. It's like a large green space, and you've got a little playground and a fountain in there. So it's just, again, a neat place to go and hang out. Really, I love this about Coppell. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to show you, I wanted to give you an idea of shopping in Coppell, because there's not a whole lot of it, but there is some. But the cool thing is that like Coppell itself, it doesn't have, you know, any malls or anything, but it's really close to the Grapevine Mills Mall. And I love this mall. This is like one of my favorites because it's an outlet mall, so it has really good shopping. I like this Burlington Coat Factory, has amazing prices, but it also has all this entertainment too. It's got the Legoland Discovery, it's got an aquarium, it's got a movie theater. So even though Coppell doesn't have its own mall per se, it's like close enough, you know, it's really close to the Grapevine Mall. Anyway, so I was gonna show you shopping, not a whole lot. I think your biggest hub here is gonna be Sandy Lake Road and Denton Tap Road. So right in here is where you're gonna find, you know, your most places that you can go. You've got your Feng Chai, you've got your Sonic, the pizza place, ice cream place, right? Very important. Marble Slab, got your Taco Bell, Wendy's, Starbucks, got yourself some Tex-Mex, Urban Air Trampoline Park. Our kiddos have definitely been there. You've also got a CC's and a McDonald's. Are you noticing though that there's really not much in the way of fine dining, right? Most of these are fast food. So just something to keep in mind about Coppell. It doesn't have a whole lot of shopping, but you know, when you're this centrally located, you can deal with the fact that you don't have a lot of shopping, right? Okay, also while we're right here, I want to show you these parks because it's got a really neat park. The Andrew Brown Park West and East, and you've got this connecting trail, and it has a lot to offer. It has a pavilion, has these volleyball courts, little pavilions there, a little playground, but I love the trails in here. We have had a really enjoyable time on these trails. And also you've got right along here, you've got Denton Creek, so it's just a real visual feast there. And then also you also have over here the Coppell Nature Park. And so that's really nice as well. It's got, I love this Biodiversity Education Center. Really a lot to offer, this nature park, tennis center, the wheel park. So a couple of really nice green space areas there in Coppell. I wanted to talk to you a little bit, show you a little bit about housing. So let's take a look at the median sales price. There it is right there. Okay. All right, median sales price in Coppell in the past 90 days is $555,000. We have definitely seen plenty of suburbs that have much lower prices than that, but we've also seen plenty like Highland Park, and so many others, South Lake, West Lake, that are way higher than that. Let's see here now. Median price per square foot, $227. And really right now, this is 2022, and in the Metroplex, probably the lowest you're gonna find is, about $150 a square foot, but this 227 is not uncommon at all, and it's not really on the super high expensive side either. All right, but how about luxury and affluent areas? All right, if you want luxury and affluent areas, you're gonna look in waterside estates and country estates. Okay, well, let's talk niche.com for a minute, because did you know that the public schools in Coppell are the #4 top public schools in all of Texas? And I'm going to show you here in a minute. You're going to be pretty blown away by how great these ratings are. But yeah, so it's no surprise there that niche.com gives public schools an A+, housing an A-, good for families an A+, crime and safety B-, and diversity an A. Let me give you an idea now of these schools. Check that out. Isn't that incredible? Now, okay, so when I was looking at this, of the 17 public schools in Coppell, 13 scored at least a 7 out of 10 or better, and a 7 is considered, above average. And I got this data from greatschools.org, but yeah, you can see pretty incredible, very impressive school system here. And again, this is rated the #1 suburb in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So there's no wonder, right? Because it has these fantastic schools, 10 out of 10, 9, 8, 8. Didn't even enter the 7s here. One of my favorite things about these high rated schools is that they're at the high school level as well, because one observation, with greatschools.org is that typically your elementary are going to tend to score higher than your high school. But with Coppell ISD, I loved seeing that the high schools were scoring. You can see right here, New Tech High at Coppell still scoring 8. So, sometimes I will tell you about a suburb. Hey, you'll do great there while your kiddos are in elementary, but the upper schools aren't as good. That isn't the case in Coppell. It's like across the board, these have excellent schools. So lots to love about Coppell. Am I right? It's got great schools, great commute. It's got a super charming downtown area that I absolutely love. That pavilion is so neat, and it's just got that great location. It's right near Valley Ranch, and up here, I didn't mention this earlier, but you're not that far at all from Grapevine Lake if you like the lake life, and you've got Louisville Lake right here as well. Anyway, I hope this trip through Coppell was helpful. We'll be doing a vlog tour there shortly as well, and hopefully, the vlog tour will make a lot of sense now that you've had this map tour as well. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today, and listen, if you've got a move in your future and you like the idea of our family helping yours, we would love to connect. Check out the description section and you'll find our Let's Find Home questionnaire. And in the meantime, again, thank you for joining me, and listen, have a great day.